Hey my friends, what's going on? Ultimus here today, bringing you another video. Today I wanted to take a look at the Darkmoon Faire with the intro and the dropping of patch 6.0.2 and then of course 6.0.3. There have been a couple changes to the Darkmoon Faire and some of the rewards and reasons worth checking it out, and so I thought I would do a quick little overview video on what's new. Maybe not necessarily how to achieve everything, but just kind of where everything's at, what's changed, what's new, because there are a couple important changes. And first off to those is that the Darkmoon Faire is where you're going to go to get all of your heirlooms from now, at least until further notice. And I'm going to show you where that vendor is. I'm going to show you guys where the tokens vendor is and things of that sort. And one of the biggest reasons you're going to want to come to the Darkmoon Faire as well is because of these gorgeous wings on my back. You see these bad boys? Yeah, those things are super easy to get. It's almost like a free toy. It's fabulous. You just go over here, check out in your toy box, and then you have the blazing wings. And I'll go over how to get those in a second, and I might even show you some footage of my run, along with a map that I found after doing my run of the best route possible to get them. So this is again going to try to be a comprehensive guide on the Darkmoon Faire and everything that is contained in it since patch 6.0.2 and forward. As you can see here on our map, we're here at the beginning. We've entered into the map, or the fairgrounds itself, and right over here on the right, as you enter in through these gates, you're going to get your token vendor. You can buy a pouch of coins or a sack of coins, whichever you're feeling. These are what you're going to need to play any games or things of that sort. You still got your information guide over here. All the games and such are set up over here as daily quests, and you can complete them more than once, I believe, still. So you're able to talk to them and do those things like that. You start to pick up the quest for the first one, and then you get prizes, of course. Some important stuff that is worth noting right off the bat here. Get the cards over here still. So you can pick these up. And these are all for level 100, so this is all very, very interesting. And I'm not entirely sure where you get the cards themselves to trade in for them, but I'm sure that will be forthcoming as we get closer to level 100, as those are level 100 items. But again, remember, I don't know if you remember the card decks that were like trinkets that you could equip to yourself, and you would be able to give yourself buffs and things like that, or just, again, it would just be a trinket that you would be able to use. So that's something to keep in mind as well. The ride ticket book is what you'll need for the rides and carousels, of course. And there are token vendors set up throughout the fair itself, so it's not just the one vendor there at the start. So that's something that might be helpful to you. Now, we'll check out right here. If you look on the map right here next to the far right here on the big top tent there, or the big tent there on your map, you get the souvenir and toy prizes, so you get all sorts of different stuff here. Some of these things like that. Pretty sure this stuff isn't transmoggable, but it's fun to goof off with. As well as the mountable little sandbox stuff there as well. But here, right here, is where your heirlooms and your replicas are going to be. Now, with your replica armors, you're still able to purchase any set you want or any armor grade you want, not just the ones that are exclusive to your types. As you can see, we have the Valor stuff here, looking like the old warrior dungeon set there. Pretty dope. Actually, it's pretty good with that tabard, of course. And then the dungeon set upgrades that we had back in Vanilla WoW as well. So most of you, if any of you have played Vanilla WoW, you're familiar with these. Of course, Burning Crusade as well. They had the dungeon sets as well. These were like what you sought after, and what after is your intro to raiding tier sets. They were just under tier 1, and so you'd get these, and that would make the curve into Molten Core a lot easier. Now, still same booth, just over one more vendor, you're going to see the heirloom vendor. And this, of course, is where you're going to purchase all your heirlooms from this point. You have your daggers and things like that, your weapons, your shoulders, chest pieces, trinkets, more weapons, and then the upgraded weapons as well, which will cost you the original weapon plus an additional set of tickets. And the tickets, again, you still win by completing in the games. The shields as well. So you can see a very comprehensive vendor here for all of your heirlooms. Of course, you still have the heirlooms that are being sold from the guild vendor as well. But if you're looking for the heirlooms that were originally purchased via honor points or justice points, this is now where they're going to be. The ticket price on them isn't really too high. I mean, it's still about the same amount of grind, I think, and probably a little bit less actually. Like if you just spend a couple hours here in the Darkmoon Faire, you can probably get yourself a good heirloom weapon or chest piece or something like that. So I don't think the grind will be as intense as it would be trying to grind all the honor or the justice points for it. Though the justice point grind was pretty easy because you would just spam Q heroics. So be that as it may, whether it's harder or steeper, that's where they're at, so that's where you're going to pick them up. Of course, you still have the pet and mount vendor over here, the Dancing Darkmoon Bear. As you can see, the Dancing Darkmoon Bear is over here. He's not so dancy right now. He looks actually rather put out that he's been caged. But anyways, you still have all of your mounts here. You got the Strider, the Bear, and still, of course, the Hatchling, the Monkey, the Turtle, and all those good things. Now this is the big one. This is the one that everyone's been freaking out about. As you can see, the line over here is just nuts. Luckily, you don't actually have to wait in line. It's not like a bad Disneyland trip. Talk to her. You get the quest for the Firebirds Challenge. You can get your tokens for the day. And then as you do the thing, or as you do the quest, you're going to, I'll just show you real quick. You're going to pop up in the air. And then as you can see, you get these wings. And your goal is to fly through these rings as quickly as possible. With every ring you fly through, you get 10 seconds of extra flight time. And so you want to get to the next rings as quick as possible. Now included in this video, I'm going to show you next a map of the best possible route. And again, I found that map after I completed the run. For the quest itself, I believe you need to fly through 10 rings. For a second achievement, I think you need to fly through 30. And then to get the wings themselves, you need to fly through 50. You don't have to fly through 50, 30, or 10 and then make it back to the vendor. You just have to make it through the initial 50 before losing your wings to get the achievement. Once you get the achievement, the wings will be added to your toy box and they will be able to be used by you at any point. They have an hour-long cooldown on the wings, and the wings themselves do last for an hour. The best part about them is they persist through combat. So if you get into a fight, those wings stay on your back. And let me say, they look dope on a Paladin with tier 2. Just saying. Still have the buffs to your professions if you're looking for those, for completing some of these quests out here, which I think is a pretty sweet way to level professions. So yeah, just kind of a cool little, I mean, the fair itself really hasn't changed too much since it was most recently updated back in Mists of Pandaria, but they did add a couple new achievements again with the, and prizes with the toys. These wings are just sick. I love how easy they are to get, and it's just such a cool thing. The fact that they persist through combat is one of the coolest things ever. So yeah, lots of fun stuff to do to pass the time, but I thought it would be worth doing a little video on just to help you guys see where everything's at, because again, this is where you're going to get all of your heirlooms and things of that sort, and of course your replica gear if you're into that thing, but the heirlooms of course being the most important, and these wings being the most fun. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video somewhat informative and helpful to you in your quest for heirlooms and mounts and replica gears and all those goodies. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.